What is going on, y'all? This is Val.
And Z, what's going on, world?
We are back another week, man. Big Bills Mafia. We are in the midst of kind of recording and watching a little bit of this golf match. If you know what match we're talking about.
If you don't know what match we'll be talking about, you probably should.
You know.
Yeah, now we got the young guns versus these old heads. So
Yes.
watching Josh and Pat out here playing.
Just having fun.
Yeah, out here playing with Aaron and
people twice their age.
And, daddy range.
Twice their age. I mean, you're talking about 26-year-olds playing with somebody that's 40 plus, and then I know Aaron Rodgers is like 37, 38. But
definitely uncle range.
Big uncle. Definitely
nothing
uncle
else,
range, if nothing else. But
young uncle.
As we talked about last week, it's funny seeing them collaborate because even with the wide gap in ages, they're still the top 4 quarterbacks in the league.
These are the faces of the league, man.
Faces of the league.
My guy out there, man.
Top 4 quarterbacks in the league, and
I don't care what order you put them in.
Yeah, I don't even care.
Make a difference, like that's where it's at.
Like if you want to argue if Josh is number 1, number 2, or number 2B,
I don't care.
I'm just glad the man is in the conversation. Mm-hmm. Something that we've said every week, but. Yeah, I'm glad that he's out there getting a chance for other people to get to know him. You know, him talking back and forth with Chuck and Ernie.
Letting his personality
JJ Watt. Yeah,
it's just crazy
like
to
they
see.
say, letting them nuts hang, right?
It's weird to see the, Bills players out here
getting this on much, TNT,
this much spotlight, this much shine.
Listen, you might catch him at the finals in a week or two.
He might pull up course.
He might pull up. Yo, what's good, Steph?
At this point, man, he had the SBs, he had this, he had that, he had the F1 race.
Listen. Oh yeah, he was at the race the giant a couple weeks ago.
All over the place, man. It's good. It's good to see, man.
Yeah, but man, just mentally checking in, man. I know a lot is going on over the last 2 or 3 weeks. So how you feeling, Z?
I'm good, man. I'm hanging. I'm in there, trying to slowly get things back to a little bit of normalcy.
A little bit of normalcy, yeah.
A little bit of normalcy. I'm
you hold it.
I'm a work in progress.
Right.
We'll put
I feel you. No, that's a good way to put it. The family doing good for the most part.
Man, we good, man. I'm working on stepping out, and I still ain't been grocery shopping yet. I'm still working on getting my way back to that.
Right.
But I did have a chance to pull up on Jefferson the other day. Finally.
Okay, good, man. That's one step.
I was able to make my way over there, so it was good just to get in there and pay my respects.
Right.
And get out there and just
Now was it still kind of congested over there? How was
it was still a lot going on. Obviously everything is still fenced off from a tired or Tops property standpoint.
Right.
It was still a lot of stuff going on around there. Still a lot of food giveaways.
They was doing free cuts and all that.
Yeah, there was just free cuts going on when I was there. There was people out there barbecuing, giving out food across the street. So there's a lot of stuff still going on over there, man. Yeah. And those other people there still paying respects.
Right.
So
and that's the main thing I like to see.
Yeah, man, because it continues.
As we talked about before, just taking a tragedy and trying to find a way to turn it into something positive, that's the toughest part, especially within a small community like our East Side community, more so the East Side, because as we said, I'm sure all of Buffalo is hurting, but that hit a certain demographic of Western New York and, just like the folks in Texas. I mean, that shattered a community out there, which I don't even think all of them kids are buried yet. You know what I'm talking about? But good to see that you're still working through your stuff and that you were able to get down there. I myself, I haven't been back, but I did go to one time, and I can speak for myself and say I've just been learning to take everything day by day. Absolutely. You know what I mean? That's the advice I give to everybody. And if you listening and you feel like you're stuck in some type of, what's the word I'm looking for? Rut, just continue to just try to take the positive out of whatever it is that you're going through, because for my job, I have to sit around and encourage people every single day, even not on my best day. You know what I mean? So I've just always learned to try to take the positive road, even if it's tough. But that's where I stand right now. And I only wanted to start that way because I'm like the last 2 episodes we went and talked about Buffalo. We talked about Texas. And then even while we're recording today, I hear about another mass shooting as we're recording in I want to say Tulsa, a shooting at a hospital where 4 are dead. So it's becoming a weekly thing, unfortunately. And
I got nothing.
I don't know where we're headed. We can talk about guns. We can talk about the mentally ill. We can talk about banning certain things. Honestly, we need to get closer to God, because let me tell you something. The signs are there.
Man, listen, I be joking around and playing. I'm like, listen, man, something hit the fan. I'm going down the Caribbean, open up a coconut stand. We're gonna be out there selling coconut waters.
Listen,
and
man,
seashell necklaces.
Listen, man, it's getting real, and as all of this is going on, you got people still stacking up on rifles, still stacking up on this, and it just makes you think like there's somebody or there's some people out there that know there's something coming, and they're not trying to communicate that with the rest of this world. And I get it. That's why everybody like, hey, that's why you gotta make sure you're good. You gotta make sure your family good. But it's also scary because it's like you don't want to walk around scared. You don't want to live your life scared.
Yeah,
so
and that's the balance. Like, you want to be prepared for whatever.
You want to be prepared, but you don't want to always have to live
fear.
Live on edge, or did I hear somebody? Because I'm already an extra cautious person, so
I'm
like
giving everybody the side eye.
Oh yeah, everybody getting it. I don't care what color it is, orange, tan, green, blue.
Getting back to that is just
it's tough.
But like you said, day by day.
That's
the best way to do it.
Day by day.
Man, listen, if I wake up tomorrow, it's another chance to be better than the day.
To be better than the day before.
So that's all I
just
can
be thankful.
Yeah, all I can focus on.
And I always say my goal is always to touch at least one person a day, man. Even if it's over the phone, in person. I like to believe even when we're recording like this, we're able to reach out to somebody who wants to not only talk bills but talk life sometimes, and that's kind of the point of us getting together weekly or every other week at times, is to connect with y'all out there. We got our consistent listeners and the people who view us on YouTube. We want to say appreciate y'all, because we know it's not like lockdown when you were forced to stay in a house to watch certain things. Right, so you don't gotta watch us, but we definitely want to take time to say we appreciate those who do. But on the more lively note, we are into I want to say it's week 2 of OTAs.
Yeah, I lose track of
I just catch the videos.
The second phase 2.
Yeah, phase 2 or something. I catch the videos and the images, and I just go from there. But I will say one thing that did stick out to me over the last few days was seeing the Punt God. Man. I was waiting for the punt highlights, and we finally got some.
Listen, I've never in my life thought I'd get excited over punting highlights.
And the last I checked, I think I saw it a couple days ago, the one punt he had like over 3,700 likes. And I said, I don't know a rookie punter at that, who get that much attention.
Any punter getting that much.
You know what I mean? Getting that much attention on social media. But this punt I saw was one, had to have been about 70 plus.
That joint was in the air for about 13 and a half seconds.
And somebody was like, oh, well, I'm like, we're not going to sit here and critique punts.
I'm like, bro, that ball was in the air like 6 seconds.
I said, that's the first thing we're not going to do is critique any punts, especially in OTAs. But he looks as advertised.
And I hope I never have to see him.
Right.
That's only day, man.
Only in tricky situations. Exactly. So I even
flip that field. If we get stuck,
flip the field. Right. If I get stuck at the 10, and we like, no, we're not going for it down here. Guess what? That 10. Now we gonna drop a TO10. Yeah. Because I ain't gonna lie, I was playing Madden the other day, and I had to create them because they didn't have them on there. But I did the proper creating. Man, I took a punt from like the 15, bounced it inside to like the 3-yard line, and I was like, oh,
that's real life.
Yeah, that's real life. And that's what I want. Like, I don't want us to have to punt more than once or twice a game. But it's one of those things where it's like, yo, if we do have to punt, at least we know we got a guy who, don't be thinking because we punting at the 10, you're going to get out the 50. Nah, you're going to need to back up to that 20, to that 15, until your man get ready. And guess what? Some people going to be trying to take chances on it. And that gives you opportunities for your gunners, your Saran Neals, your Jaquan Johnsons, the what's his name, Metakevich, and all those other guys, and get them a chance to go down there and hit somebody.
Yeah, because when you have the ability to punt the ball that far, that opens up so much more space. So if that returner misjudges the distance,
or touches it,
up too back.
Yeah,
now
anything.
They're set up so far back, expecting a 75-yarder, and they get a 50. Mm-hmm. Now I got to try to catch it on the run.
Right.
I can muff that. I can miss that.
Right.
They can just miss and just bounce another 20 yards. So like it does add a different element of
just a little bit of unpredictability. You know, you gotta listen when you are as good as they are in all offense and defense. Having a talented punter just is like sprinkling parsley on that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
If nothing else, having one you don't have to worry about. Because last year,
you didn't know what you was gonna get. We talked about it before. We did not know what we were gonna get with Matt Hack. Shout out to him, I guess, being a good holder. You know, I've heard that, but let me tell you something. When it comes to those games like the Jets game, and when it comes to the games against the Colts, where our offense, Atlanta, I think was another game, where our offense just can't get right. You need that punter to just switch the field. All right, boom. Especially when you got a defense as good as ours. You know, you want to pin people inside the 10. You want to pin people inside the 5-yard line just to give Von Miller a chance to get a safety.
Yeah, let him,
Greg, all those guys.
Like that. Absolutely, that's a chance for them to get down there and pad them stats, make an impact play. That's what we need is impact plays
on all three phases, and it's going to be an uphill battle. I know we talked about the schedule a little bit here and there about the games and matchups that we were looking forward to, but I really think out of the top AFC teams, you can tell me if you agree or not, that we have the easiest path to me to get that 1 seed.
Well, yeah, I would say so based on what
just out of the top 5 or 6 teams.
Yeah, because again. Anybody out the West, whoever wins, I mean, I still think Kansas City has an inside track.
I feel you.
It's just the amount of talent within that division. They're going to beat up on each other.
They're going to be tussling.
It's going to be tough for the winner of that division to have, more than 12 wins.
Yeah,
13. I mean, you get to 12, 13.
If you get to 12 in that AFC West, you did a great job on your season.
Exactly. Something went amazing. So yeah, it's tough, and I think out of all divisions. I mean, AFC South.
AFC South, right?
Division,
but we said at the same time. But I think that even the AFC South has the potential. If Jack, let me say, no, never mind. I lied. I forgot about Houston. I forgot. Never mind.
Most teams.
Because I was about to say our 4th best team is about 4 or 5 wins. Better than their worst team.
Yeah, I mean, their top end is not amazing.
Yeah, their top end is not even... Man. I don't even think their top end is going to have a better record than Miami, low key. Or maybe match it. I'm seeing the Colts at like 11 maybe, 10, 11 wins. And I can see Miami at about 10 and a half. Yeah. But it's all on Tua. I'm high on Miami just off the fact of what they got around them. But at the same time, if Tua... doesn't develop like he should.
It's all on them, man.
But they should just make the game easy for him. And it's a division rival, so I don't really care. But my thought process would be make the game easy for him, right? Mm-hmm. Get the ball out his arms.
Well, he's good at getting as long as his first read is clean. But if it's not, that's when
that's when people get.
Again, they had a nice little run. They ran off like 6 or 7 straight last year, but they were playing the bottom,
and then they decided
literally the bottom,
right? And then they decided to pull their coach, which we definitely didn't understand. I thought Flores deserved at least another full year. You know what I mean? Like that was obviously
that shit was messy.
Yeah, it was some behind the scenes stuff. But
messy as hell.
As we know, the NFL is a messy.
It's a business.
It's a business, and it gets messy. It gets ugly. I mean, I don't know if you heard Deshaun Watson. You know what I mean? He got another accuser.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up, man. I said, yo,
we can hold niggas accountable. Like at the end of the day, 23 is wild. Yeah. So at the end of the day, no matter no matter who you root for, some women can be in it for different things, but I do believe when you got that many speaking out,
23,
that means
first of all, how do you work with 23 different?
Because you would think
size therapists,
right? Because you would think you would want to keep.
You find 1 or 2 on your rotation, and
right.
You got a good rapport. They do good work. The cost is straight.
Right, I'm gonna keep you around. I need you. Right. Just like a barber. Like imagine having 23 barbers.
There's never been 23 pairs of hands on my head in my entire life.
I think I could only name like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And college gave me the most. Right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's my whole 30.
Right.
3 years to live. Like,
33 years, facts.
Can't trust 23 dudes to cut my hair.
Right, so you trusting 20, and this is only the people that's spoken
right,
out.
and I'm sure there's more women, not saying more women he allegedly
did stuff with, but
just
23
more women he was working.
Right, 23 plus.
23, I couldn't even name 23
that you are, but think about this though. We talk about a barber touching your hair up, right? These are people who are actually touching his whole body.
Physically.
So now that means that you're trusting all of these people to touch. And like, I get it. From a man's perspective, we're supposed to automatically be cool with it because it's like, oh, nah, you know, he just being a guy, blah, blah, blah. And every guy has their different types of fantasies. But at some point, though, the fantasies become sick if you're consistently using that power to make others feel uncomfortable.
It's not healthy, man.
Because at the end of the day, rich or not,
yeah, and that's scarring for these women.
Yeah, man, because some of these women probably came in really just trying to do their job.
I'm trying to make a living. I'm out here working just like you.
Right, and you an NFL player, so for them, they like, oh, well, I know he's going to pay well, so let me just do this real quick, 30-minute session, maybe 45 an hour, let me get up out of here.
Right.
But nah, you like, nah, go a little higher?
Yeah. Let me take this time off.
Right.
I say, yo, bro, why?
Yeah, wildin'.
And I'm like, yo, listen, to each his own. You are a very wealthy professional athlete.
You get any joints you want.
If this is what you want, pay somebody to have this whole fantasy thing with you. Pay a consenting adult to do this with you.
And that's really the route that he could have easily went.
Bro,
like,
I'm out here trying to,
like, even people be saying, like, yo, fam, you know there's actual shops that will actually do exactly that.
To everybody, just straight up, whoever show up, like that's the
straight
thing.
Up. You like, pay for the services,
off there, but you're trying to do it with actual professionals.
With actual and that's where I think he went wrong. And I think what could have happened that brought him down that path is he might have got away with it a couple times.
And he was probably on some creepy stuff.
On some creepy shit, right? Yeah, and then thought, oh, boom, I can just
on the creepy stuff.
And it goes back into that whole shield of I'm an athlete, I'm rich, I can do whatever I want. Until you can't. Until somebody speaks up and say, nah, you crossed the line. Yeah. Or until somebody say, oh, nah, I was at your party and you tried to rape me and my girl. Like, I'm just using examples.
Yeah, you kept force feeding us all these drinks and
right.
this and that.
And when athletes get called out on stuff like that or celebrities and things like that, you know, people tend to, you know, not want to go too hard on them. But it's like, nah, like, we all human. And we all need to be able to hold each other accountable, like straight up. Like I said, if you're a Browns fan and you want to root for him, have fun. Knock yourself out. I'm not telling anybody who to root for, but it is getting kind of worrisome that this thing is dragging out with more and more people. And, you know, it seems like the organization is just kind of like, we're just going to kind of sweep it under the rug. We're trying to get ready for the season. I can't get past
the number still. 23?
That's a lot of women.
And I know the Browns management, obviously I would assume they did some research. But, you know, they dropped a big contract right away.
For sure.
So I know they got to be sitting there like, yo, so we got another one?
Yeah.
I know that they want this to go away so bad.
I'm sure they do. And any organization or any smart front office would, because when you're trying to take that next step, which they're trying to do, and they still got their first round quarterback from just 4 or 5 years ago in the locker room. So when you're dealing with all of that, you want to take the next step and just kind of, all right, can we just talk football?
Yeah, Cleveland needs to be bad so they can sweep this under the rug. Because if they're good and actually, like if Watson plays and not suspended or nothing, and they're actually good, he's going to be, the main story is still going to be him. Mm-hmm. And everything's still resurfacing. So
unfortunate. But
they need to be
it is what it is.
Let this ride out. So it can be swept under the rug.
But I don't think that is. I think, you know, they just re-signed Clowney. They just gave the tight end an extension.
Joku's good. I mean,
they're gonna be good. They're gonna be good. Unfortunately, now it does depend on a little bit if the NFL decides to, you know, suspend them a few games.
They got to do something.
They got to do 4 to 6, 4 to 8. Something. I mean, because you can't let that nasty work go. I don't care what
that standard is.
Because let me tell you something. People just going to start looking at the NFL. They already do, but they're going to start looking at the NFL like, all right, so we really picking and choosing. Right. Like, we talked about y'all picking and choosing before, but now y'all really look like y'all picking and choosing.
Yeah, like I can take PEDs and get suspended 6
games. Like,
or I can, you know, allegedly sexually assault 23 women and
it just be kind of swept under the rug.
Cool.
So I'm not
wrong. If I do
get
suspended this year, my contract-based salary is $1 million, so I'm not even losing no money.
Listen.
But, it's...
NFL is wild, man.
Yeah.
And I think we talked about Cap last week, so ain't no new news on Cap. I don't think... Have you heard anything?
No, I ain't nothing.
So nothing new on that front. He did get a tryout with the Raiders last week. I'm scared to say maybe he looked not in good enough shape to ball out or not good enough to be on a roster that they didn't want to bring him back. I don't know.
Boy ain't played in 5 years, man.
It's been a while, but it's like, God, man, ain't nobody else want to try to squeeze him out. I know we are full at our quarterback position, so I wouldn't even say the Bills, but I don't know. I really want to see Cap get one more shot just on a roster.
Yeah, we'll see.
I thought about Seattle for a while, but then Seattle seems to be okay with just going with what's his name, Geno Smith and
man, Geno Smith is, I don't know how he's doing.
Listen,
but more power to him, man. He's one of those backup quarterbacks that just stay in the game.
And listen, he was able to stay longer than EJ Manuel, so you gotta give him credit because they came from that same draft.
That draft class.
That draft was big. You know what? And somehow Geno Smith is the one that survived. Now, don't get me wrong. Out of that bunch, he was the one in college who was like getting it in.
Yeah,
I remember him at West Virginia getting it in, but it was just like he a little wiry, like just a little. Sometimes he do a little bit too much. So, shout out to Geno for sticking around. Did they get a rookie though? I thought Seattle drafted somebody. Who got Malik Willis?
Oh, that's a good question.
I think that was either Malik Willis. We're going to have to look that up. Was it Carolina?
Yeah, Carolina jumped into my head, but...
You're going to have to look that up. We're going to have to look that up on the fly. We got to record this.
We got to have producers go.
And if you're watching this and I keep looking down, it's because I feel like a mosquito got me today, which I'm not happy with. Something got me.
He is on... the Titans. I knew that.
Oh, that is right. My man, Tanny, he got to watch his back. That's crazy.
As he should at this point, man.
When you've been in the league 8-9 years, probably longer than that. Tannehill got drafted, I think, in 07 or 08.
I think he put in maybe 7 years in Miami.
Yeah, he did about 6 or 7 in Miami, and then he went on to Tennessee. He's been there about 3 years. So, yeah, Tannehill been in the league about 10 years. So, at this point, I think it's pretty good, for the front office to get some help. Josh is trying to make a run at something, and that looked pretty decent. But I'm sure those who've watched it over a week, y'all gonna see what I'm talking about. But I need Josh to do a little better. Nah, maybe I need to take golf serious. I think this is what I'm talking about. I was telling somebody, I think I'll take golf serious by the time I hit 40. That'll be my new goal. Once I hit 40, it's to be like, I know you say, just do it now and this and that. Nah, I'm putting 40 on it because I feel like I'm too wiry for it. Like, I feel like my nerves and my adrenaline will get the best of me, and I'm going to have balls going left and right. Pause.
Yo.
I'm just saying, I feel like...
You hear it.
Nah, I'm not Chuck with it, though. Chuck be
wild. You hear
wild.
the comments that,
Nah.
that your boy Tyreek Hill had about Tua last week?
Nah, what he say?
He's talking about, man, he got some of the most catchable balls he's ever had, and he throwing. It was something.
It was something, I know. Listen, it's hard when you talking basketball, football.
I said, wait a
Hey,
minute.
What we talking about?
I said, all right, man, you need
to, somebody need to hold down the mic.
Together, man.
But no, I think once I get more, like, I've obviously calmed down a lot over the last 5 or 6 years.
You can be amped out there, man.
You can, but I feel like I'm getting that, because I feel like you really gotta hit your zen when you out there. Like, you gotta kind of come like this.
You overthinking it.
I might be, but when I see people about to, knock it, you know what I mean? Especially when you get the close joints, like the what they call them, the birdies and the whatevers. I feel like you gotta, I don't know, man.
Birdies and the whatevers.
The birdies and the whatever. Nah, let me stop talking golf. But anywho, man, Bills wise, nothing big else really happened. We did obviously know that a lot of players missed this week because it was just Memorial Day, man. And by the way, hope you had a good Memorial Day.
Good. It's been quiet there. It's been nice to
still be able to get some highlights and see what's going on. It was nice to hear from Ken Dorsey. First time that he's had a press conference as offensive coordinator.
Right.
So he didn't drop anything crazy, but it's it's still nice to start to get a feel for kind of what to expect.
Kind of person he is, the type of competitor. Because that's the big thing that you hear about Dorsey right now is how much of a competitor that he is, and also the relationship that he has with Josh, which is very important.
Yeah, and having that relationship with Josh and also Diggs and other people on the offense.
Right.
Having some of that, continuity. They love that word, continuity.
Big
but
continuity.
It does make a difference. Again, it's not the same voice as Dabo, but having that familiarity
is all right.
With them is definitely important.
It's huge.
Already knowing that voice.
Right.
Knowing what Josh likes, knowing what Josh doesn't like. That goes a long way.
It's just like the defense. We almost take for granted how long Leslie been over there. Mm-hmm. And all Leslie been doing is just trying to coach up whoever they bring over there. And think about the pieces that Leslie done seen in the last 5 years. Like, some people have criticized him at times, which I don't see how you can do, because he's had, I think out of the last 5 years, 3 of them have been in the top 5. Mm-hmm. But Leslie has dealt with his first year having a very weak defensive line. Like, I think his best defensive player on that first year was Jerry Hughes, which ain't no knock on Jerry, but that was about it. Second and third year, obviously, Shaq came around, Jordan Phillips and stuff like that, which obviously they're back. But I think this is the most talent Leslie has worked with while in Buffalo. I think by far. And I'm interested to see how that's going to look because, like I said, the few times people tried to criticize Leslie, I felt like it was nothing to do with Leslie, it was just the players.
Yeah.
Some of the players,
when you're playing good offenses, I mean, more often than not, good offense is going to beat good defense in this league. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, of course, you're going to have moments where, defense comes up short. But a lot of times it's not always coaching. It does fall on execution.
Got to make plays, man.
Yeah,
Playmakers. Like I said, the Bills have been pretty good at being fundamentally sound, Absolutely. Which is a word that we know McDermott loves to use. They've been good at being fundamentally sound on defense, but I think that they've lacked big play ability at some key moments in games because they got guys who can make big plays.
Yeah, I mean,
you got Micah Hyde.
Yeah, on the back end.
Yeah, on the back end, you got 3 guys back there.
Yeah, it's the up front, I think, where you
front 7. Milano here and there, you'll see him make a play. Edmonds is known for just doing the regular, just being around the ball, and just his presence. We've said that before. Edmonds, for what it's worth, is always going to pretty much be a presence guy. I'm sorry. That's how I see it. Unless this year he takes that leap where he's more than a big presence, mm-hmm. I just feel like he'll always be his strong suit will just be this.
Yeah, which is
what I mean? Which and does, especially when you're playing the type of defense that they like to do where they keep 2 linebackers on the field and they just run sideline to sideline. But I like what you said about Dorsey though. Good to hear him talk. Obviously, a little bit of a different personality from Dable. You can kind of tell. Like, Dable kind of seemed more, I don't know, laid back, personable.
Yeah, I'd say a little more reserved. But, again, this might just be on the surface.
Right.
It might be a completely different personality behind the scenes. But, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what Dorsey's able to scheme up. Because, I really think they'll have some
creative
new wrinkles in there.
Now, I know he's a quarterback, so we can't think too much about the run, but I do think that McDermott was probably in his ear when he, elevated him and said, listen, I ain't going to have too much to say about y'all, but I do want y'all to kind of make the run game look a little bit better. If there's ways that we can sprinkle in some strong run plays that work for us, because I do think they need 2 or 3 go-to run plays. That it's like, I know I can get 3 yards here. Yeah. I know I can break this.
I think a lot of that falls more on the line, though.
It do. And
having Aaron Cromer back there, long time, very well respected old line coach coming back to the team because he was here before during
Rex, right? Was it Rex?
During the Rex era.
Okay.
So I definitely expect to see some progress in that area. I'm really hoping to see
just
some
be
progress
effective
in the screen game.
Yeah. Continue building on the play action.
It's those layups I want to see the team really.
Yeah, but definitely the screen game. Like, I think we've brought it up before, but like the screen game with Devin Singletary and Cook, those 2 guys in particular, they can make stuff happen.
They have a very good skill set.
Good skill set for the screen game. Devin is very low to the ground, and he can make one or two miss, and he can get going for 25 yards.
Cook, wiggle, man.
We already know what Cook can bring. We talked about it last week. He can get it and go. So definitely the screen game is one. Effective run plays. And overall, I'm not going to hold you. If they give us that look, I want us to be able to connect on more deep balls.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I want to see more slants runs. I feel like, when you have good receivers, you see, Devontae Adams taking a quick slant all the time. You see Hill taking quick slants. But you really don't see, Diggs getting that too much.
I think they did it a couple times last year in key moments. I think at a Tennessee game where Diggs caught a quick slant for a touchdown. I think of Gabe Davis catching a couple quick slants. That seems to be his move. Yeah, is the quick slant in the red zone.
Yeah, those posts in the red zone. He
that's kind of what he's mastered in his early part of his career. So yeah, like you said, more of that. And we'll see. That'll be something that we gotta look at. We won't really be able to tell in camp. So like even going to camp, like they're gonna just run a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, it's still as basic as possible.
And even in preseason, they might throw some stuff in there in preseason, but week 1.
Yeah, that's when it's gonna see. But again,
week 1,
the stage. Man.
We less than 100. We less than 100 days away.
99 days in now.
We less than 100 days away, and I'm here to tell y'all, LA be ready because we coming, and Buffalo is ready. I think to really just take it all in. Like I even got people telling me they just can't wait for summer to be over to get ready, and I'm just like,
I ain't there yet.
I'm like, hold on now.
Man. Let's enjoy this.
We just now getting 80 degrees, so let's enjoy the sun, right?
Exactly. Let this live, man.
Let's just drink our water, get our outdoor activities in, and let's just try to take it all in. I mean, I definitely, obviously, being one of the biggest supporters of the Bills, I can't wait, but I do want to kind of enjoy my summer.
I need that. I mean, I'm in a hurry to get to the season, but I'm not in a hurry to skip over the summer.
And like I tell people all the time, what they gonna do? Stress you out? It's gonna be fun, but they're gonna stress you out. I don't want that kind of stress right now.
Josh, you left that short. Good line, baby.
Josh leaving things short on the grass or on they call that the turf.
Vail talking golf is really comedy.
It's comedy. Nah, I'll leave it alone. I'll leave that to you and all of you other young 30-year-olds that's involved in the golf game already. But anyway, I am going to flip it to basketball real quick because I did want to ask you a question. Who you got bold prediction on the finals? Who and in how many games?
I have me not interested at all in the finals.
We talked about, because we said something about the Celtics and we talked about you not liking
nobody. Steph. Listen, I don't like the Warriors. I don't like the Celtics. So I'm in a position where I have to pick. I got to do something.
And you're not even a betting man, so I can't even say you can rely
that's
on
not even going to keep me in the game. So I'm really sitting here like I'm watching this for the love of basketball.
Right.
So that's not even a fun place to be.
I feel you. Definitely.
I want to have a rooting interest, but you
don't got to play on a team.
Once the series start, I'll figure out who I'm pulling for.
Right. But okay. I'm one of those type of deals. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I probably end up pulling.
That happened the one year when Toronto was in it. Well, kind of. I felt like I wanted to root for Toronto, but then Drake was kind of being annoying. Yeah. So I was kind of rooting against Toronto a little bit that one year.
Yeah. So I'm probably gonna pull for the Warriors, which makes my stomach hurt.
Make your stomach hurt.
I'm not a fan, but I can't root for Boston sports.
Yeah, man, and that's the tough part because I think, deep down for me.
And my fault, did not interrupt. But what would be if you put them in blank jerseys? Mm-hmm. I would love to root for the players.
Blank.
They have a very entertaining,
a very likable young core that.
But it's just the fact that literally you're playing Boston, and I hate Boston sports. I hate Boston's fans,
and that's what I always tell people. I don't want to happen with the Bills Mafia and Bills fans.
Point, man.
Like I pray that as a fan base,
we got a long way before we get to that.
Right,
point.
We have a long way, but I just don't want some of y'all to ruin it for us. Like let's continue to be quote unquote the best fans, but please, I don't ever want to be in that Boston territory.
Yeah, Boston fans,
those fans, New England fans,
I can't root for them. But as a fan of basketball, I will say I think it's a good matchup.
Oh my gosh.
Based on what was available, this is probably the most.
I mean, once you take LeBron out, once you take LeBron out and KD, Kyrie. You don't have to say one. I mean, hey,
no, I'm torn about what's going on because right now Tatum is really playing out of this world,
right?
And they play such good team defense, but the Warriors do too. But the Warriors are getting healthy. They get paid.
If they get Payton back for
Dallas,
they gonna get Payton back for game 1, or did they say?
They said he was scrimmaging. So we'll see.
My man GP.
So if they get the reinforcements back, it is hard for me to pick Boston. So I'm right now, especially if Payton can come back.
Payton and Iggy.
First couple, Iggy is practicing now.
Okay.
So if they can get back within the first 2 games, I'm guessing it's gonna be Warriors and 5.
Okay. I'ma go.
Yeah, I don't. Boston gonna put up a fight, but it's something about been here, done that.
I'll tell you like this. Heart tells me Warriors in 7.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Mine, and basketball wise, tells me Boston in 6.
Boston in 6?
Yes. The only reason why my mind is going there is because I'm saying, as a sports fan, I've always thought when a team is very strong defensively and have offensive players who, to me, can make those game-changing shots or plays, if we want to switch it to football. When you got a great defense, but you got some playmakers on offense who can make things happen, even when the defense is tight, you're in a pretty good position to pull off the upset. So it would be an upset. So if I had a bold prediction, it would be Boston in 6.
That's definitely an upset.
But I think that my heart is telling me you can't bet against Steph, for one. You can't bet against Kerr, the coach, because he's a better coach than the other guy right now. Mm-hmm. But he'll have a chance. I can't think of his last name.
I can't pronounce.
But the Boston coach, he'll have a chance to have a great coaching career because he's off to a great start. Neil Long husband, right? We're gonna call him that. But
the lucky one.
But if you look at from a basketball standpoint, like I said, I'm just like, I can't see Curry and Clay and Draymond getting this far again after all they went through in the last 3 years. I don't know, people say, all they've been through, they got rings. Listen, it looked like it was the end of a dynasty. KD left. Clay was damn near a shell of himself. Right. Steph had the hand injury. So, like, for them, I think this would be a good way for them to, quote unquote, go out. Now, when I say go out, that don't mean they ain't never going to go back to the finals, because if you look at guys like Poole and you look at guys like Moody and all these other young guys they got, they can build that back up and get back.
I mean, the talent they have now is homegrown.
Right.
Everybody on their team is, except for Wiggins.
Right. But and he's an X factor too. Like, so my 2 X factors, I'll leave it at this. I'll say Warriors in 7, but I will say the 2 X factors is going to be Wiggins and Marcus Smart. Those 2 guys right there. Smart is going to be the reason it ends up being Boston in 6 if it goes that route. But if it goes Warriors in 7, it's going to be because of guys like Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole. It's going to have to be those other guys because Steph going to give you 25, 30 every game.
So I think what's really getting me, what's pulling me towards the Warriors is defensively, Boston does play great team defense.
Right.
But they also haven't had to play a team with this many weapons.
No.
So are you
not yet, because they didn't have to do that with Miami.
Offensively, exerting
they're
gonna
need
energy.
Oh yeah, they're gonna need. Listen, the only way Boston get out of this series,
Tatum gonna have to average 39.
He gonna have to average 30 plus, but also Jaylen Brown is gonna have to average 25 plus, because the thing about their role players is they're good for knocking down the open shot.
They feed off it.
Right, Williams open shot. The other kid that comes off the bench, the short point guard. Marcus Smart can even get you 15 here and there. Mm-hmm. But the thing about the Golden State offensive guys is that if Poole get hot, he can give you 30. Mm-hmm. If Clay get hot, he can give you 35. If Steph get hot, he can give you 60.
Whatever.
You know what I mean? You see why I kept going up? Mm-hmm. So, like, yes, we know Tatum is top 10, but Curry top 5, right?
And
Clay is one of the greatest shooters ever, along with Curry.
I want to see what that defense looks like when it's getting stretched out that far.
You know what I mean?
You
but
can't collapse now
right.
when you have.
But that's why I said
you got a guy Curry 58 feet from the hoop.
But that's why I said the guys in that backcourt gonna have to defend their butts off. And we know Tatum can lock up, but it's like, Tatum, who you gonna guard? You gonna run around and guard Clay all day? Because let me tell you something. As smart as a coach Curry is,
do that. Check Clay all day.
But that's what I'm saying. As smart as a coach Curry is, he gonna have them boys run around screens. He gonna say, whoever Tatum check him, right?
To either end up on Curry or Thompson all day, and I'm just going to run them.
Y'all not gonna settle for just trying to battle with Wiggins. Nah. Yeah, no. You let one of your other guys battle Wiggins.
And even
Tatum, whoever you got, we running you around like crazy. Jaylen Brown, you won't be able to take a breath.
Yeah, I'm gonna run you to death.
Right. And I think that's where that coaching comes in with Kerr, is where he gonna be like, listen, dog, we run like this
on a regular.
On a reg.
This is practice.
So if you think you're gonna go tit for tat for us and drop 40, you're gonna have to do that out of breath.
Yeah. And again, that's why I don't see Boston being able to hang. I think they'll put up a puncher's fight in every game
for sure.
I just don't think they'll be able to. I bet you every game within the last 2 minutes is going to be within 2 or 3 points.
Single digits,
and Warriors just find a way to pull it out. So
and Warriors might have a game where they win by like 15. I can see them doing that. They might do it. Yeah,
they'll stretch out close.
Yeah. Game 1 might be the game where you might see.
You know who's at home? I'm not sure who's a higher seed.
I felt like Golden State was, but I really want to double check.
Yeah, or
low key, they could have been both 2 seeds, because I think Phoenix. Was Phoenix the number 1
Phoenix
seed?
was 1 again, and
Boston?
Memphis was 2.
Right.
So
it's probably Boston at home. That'd be interesting.
Nah, Golden State.
Golden State is at home?
Yeah.
Who was they seed?
Golden State was 3 seed, and Boston was 2, but I guess they had more wins.
Oh, that's how they do it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you learn something new every day. But yeah, we got on a tangent, but we just wanted to give our predictions away because NBA Finals is, you know what I mean? When football is away and we talking about OTAs, like.
Yeah, I might have back on the FanDuel for this.
Man, listen, I might throw a couple.
Might throw a little something back in there.
Throw a couple on his thing. You know what I mean? Curry scoring 25. Because. And to me, you know, I've been saying this, and I've taken a good break this week. I think I've only placed maybe 1 bet in the last 4 days, so I'm proud of myself. But
until tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow I already got 3 in.
I'm hammering. I'm hammering the unders on everything.
Right now, I got a 50-cent bet set to go for like 300. So I'm
50-cent bet.
Yeah, and I got a couple others, but I got I love playing around with it. And. Yeah, just to give you that extra juice to watch it. Oh, Curry, come on, knock that 3 down. Let's go. All right. Okay, pull up. Let's go. I love that. But anyway, we'll end it like this, man. Bills. Any last thoughts on what you expect from the mandatory camp that's coming up in June? Because just to make a quick announcement, we won't be recording next week. So probably next time you hear from us, it'll be right before mandatory camp. So anything that you're looking forward to the most when everybody gets in there?
I want to be able to. I mean, obviously we won't be at OTAs, but
right,
it'll be based on what media reports come out, whatever videos come out. I just want to be able to feel the juice, feel the excitement, and just get a feel for what's taking place there. Step on that lip. There we go.
Hey yo!
Come on,
not stay up on that
baby.
Lip.
Man, so close too. That hurt.
What was that, Josh?
Nah, that was at Dust.
Dottie McHolmes.
Yeah.
Nah, go ahead though.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see the excitement in the room because again, they have a lot of high energy players, so I'm just excited to see them out there,
the young guns,
playing
the
and
veterans,
gelling and learning and growing and getting some videos and seeing more digs.
More Allen to Diggs, more Allen to Davis, more Allen to McKenzie, Allen to Crowder.
Allen to Knox. We have named
Allen
so
to Howard.
Players,
yeah,
man.
Listen, bro. It's like that. Allen to Devin, Allen to... I mean, you can pick a name out of a hat with this team. Allen to Khalil.
To everybody.
But nah, you're right. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing because right now all we going to get is videos, pictures, and more videos. More clips of them together, bonding, completing passes. We'll be able to see, of course, seeing Vaughn teach some of the young guys stuff.
Man, I love seeing that.
That's that we live for. Yeah. It's gonna be exciting overall. I mean, I try not to get too hyped up about camp, even though I love to, go out to St. John Fisher. I know that's another, we're about 8-9 weeks away from that, but that's something else I also enjoy, and hope to get my son out there for, just so he can take that all in again.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
But outside of that, we are good. We are set for another week. We hope those who have took the time to listen to us this week have gone on, and if you haven't already, checked out our YouTube videos, and if you watch it on YouTube now, appreciate it. Like, share, all that. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Say the same thing every week, baby.
Every week.
Share, subscribe, tell a friend.
Every week. Tell a Bills fan that this is where they can come chat and come listen to us not only talk about the Bills, but talk about life and just other things that's going on.
Hey, just come kick it with your boys, man. We just out here chilling. We're not doing nothing special. We're not trying to be someone else.
Not a team. Oh yeah. No ESPN. No
other local pods.
No other local podcasts. Just two buddies hanging out, both from Buffalo.
We might say something reckless every now and again.
Yeah, might have to bleep us out.
Phil might start singing at the drop of a dime. You never know.
I didn't even realize I ain't even had nothing today.
But this is a sober episode. This is the first one.
I got the sober pod.
Wow, yeah, right. You got the sober pod.
Not the sober boys.
Wow. So next episode we out here wilding.
Yeah, we're gonna get a couple shots rolling.
We're gonna quadruple up, make up for this week.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Make up for the off week next week.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna be out here living, vibing,
doing what we do. But all right, man, we gonna peace out of here. This is Val
and Z. We will see y'all in 2 weeks.
A couple weeks, man. So y'all stay locked in, and if you need to, you already know, catch up. We'll holla at y'all.